Hello, dear YouTube watcher, vlog watcher. Today we are going to cover Anne Frank's diary for a Booksman's Day 14. It's one of the best books I've read growing up. I think the first time I read Anne Frank was in 7th grade. Uh, I read the edited version from my school's library. Then I borrowed my friend's unedited, unabridged version that she bought from Delhi. And I read it, and it was one of the most beautiful things I've read. And it's do you know what it is? It's basically a war diary. It's a journal that's written while Anne Frank and her family were in hiding. What happened was in I think in 1941, or I think somewhere between 1941 and 1942, her older sister Margot got a, like, official document that asked her to report to a concentration camp in Netherlands. Her family stayed in Netherlands, and there were, Nazi concentration camps, as what was happening in World War II. So uh, on the next day, her family, along with Annie Frank, they all went in hiding, and they remained hiding for 2 years. Sorry, yeah, 2 years and a month. Like with the help of her dad's trusted colleagues. Her dad was Otto Frank, and he ran a business to sell a substance called pectin, which is used for making a jam. And his building was like more like a warehouse. I think that's what I read, that's what I remember. And there was a bookcase that went. It was a movable bookcase, and there was like a couple of rooms, and that's where they hid. The family hid with the help of Otto Frank's trusted employees, and they remained in hiding for 2 years and a month. And not only them, a couple of their family friends, a dentist, um, I think a neighbor, uh, and other friends came in hiding, everyone of Jewish descent, and they remained in hiding till they were accidentally caught. I think there was a ration fraud check by the local police, or somebody outed them. I'm not sure, it's not like written in the book, since the last time Annie writes was 3 days before her arrest in the diary, or in the book that you would probably find in the bookstores. And they were caught and sent to separate concentration camps. When Annie was caught, she was 15. And what was so remarkable about this diary was it was basically notes about her survival, about her life in hiding. And basically, there were so many different nuggets of wisdom splayed here and there. And you were seeing how a girl can literally wash herself in a basin. Her family and the others that were hiding with her, they were literally taking baths in a basin, and some days they were just eating raw potatoes because they didn't really have anything. And I remember reading that at such a young age. It really affected me. And the parts that were edited out dealt with her own sexuality and her body and menstruation. And the first book was edited because uh, Otto Frank was advised to get those parts removed, because um, the publisher thought that maybe the conservative readers won't, really take Annie's book in consideration if it had those parts. But later, a couple of years later, it was published in its original form. I think it came out in America when it got like such critical success, and the first time it was published, it was in Dutch. And of course, people, the survivors, everybody, the whatever surviving material, war material like writings, drawings, mediums, different mediums were being published after World War II of survivors. And if you do not know what happened to Jewish people in Holocaust, I recommend some documentaries that you could find on YouTube, and you can literally see how I have no words for the things that I've seen in those documentaries. It's disheartening so to some other level, and that's even an understatement. So I would suggest you to go and educate yourself on that, to understand where Annie was coming from, and to imagine that she went in a concentration camp just a few weeks before the allies came in and saved everyone. Was so heartbreaking to me, and I was like, what if she just lived? Because allies came in to save them in April, and I think she was arrested in early March. And I was so heartbroken when I read that, because I was really rooting for her. She seemed like such an intelligent, wise girl at her age. I mean, she was what, 15? I literally had like half a brain cell at that point, and reading how nicely and articulately she put her thoughts, and she literally rewrote her diary so it could be, how do I say, preserved to for publication, so it could be published later on. And that's what happened to it. And it also brings me back to what's happening right now in 2020. And I'm so it's so sad for me to admit that I have not written much in my diary. I've written in other places, I have written a few entries, but I have not written as much as I should have written, processing everything, because it's also a time in history that has gone down. And you know everything that's written, every writing material, is such a good thing, and I feel like I wish I could go back and write everything down, so maybe people in the future could understand and relate to what I've gone through. And that's such humane aspect of this book. You just see the journey of a young girl, and it's so, I don't know, I felt like she was so courageous and brave and strong for going through so much at such a young age. Imagine somebody taking away all of your freedom of expression, of your freedom of just going outside. I mean, you can relate to it right now. I mean, half of the world is in quarantine and can relate what went through her mind. And even us, we can get some things of online, or we can order food or something like that. But literally she went through so much, and she literally never had a true friend. That's why her diary entries are written to Kitty. Kitty was an imaginary character. Historians have thought that Kitty was a pre-war friend of Annie when she went to school, but later Otto Frank, I think, also told them that Kitty was a book character written by Sissy Van, a very difficult last name for me to pronounce, a Swiss writer, I think, or a Dutch writer. And you would think that she's disclosing all of her thoughts, and everything that she thought that she cannot share to anyone in that diary, thinking she is writing to Kitty. And that's also very pure, because when you are stuck in a situation when you have no one and nothing, and you literally have no escape, you can't leave those two rooms for like 2 years and a month. I feel like maybe just writing that diary entry was such an escape for her, and that's why it becomes so important right now, so important for us to read, because it came from the most human aspect of someone's mind. And that's why it's so relatable, and it's so relatable, I think. What's Yeah, it's so relatable 60 years later still, and people are still reading it. It's such an important part of literature, and that's why I wanted to recommend it to you. This is not like an ordinary book, and it's not like something I can give you a plot about. I just wanted to share what I felt when I read it and what you can get from it. And that's all for today. Hope you enjoy this video, and like, subscribe, and comment whatever you felt. Thank you for watching.